Greetings, Earthlings, and welcome again back to the Earth, our mud fossil Gaia. Today I have another Native American mud fossil legend to share with you guys. This one is about Glooskap, and he's basically the East Coast tribe's version of the elder brother character that I've mentioned in the other stories. So he's pretty much the same person as like Etoy would be, or Monster Slayer, the older brother of the hero twins. So this is how Glooskap created Sugarloaf Mountain, an Abenaki legend. A long time ago, the people used to live near the riverbanks in the summertime, and they could watch all the salmon going up the river to spawn. One day, they noticed the salmon could not get up the river anymore. Now remember, in those days, the beaver were very, very big, and they had built a dam across the Ristigouche River, and that is why the salmon could not get up the river to spawn. The people were very upset indeed, because they knew if the salmon could not get up the river to have their babies, there would be no more salmon and they would have none for food in the winter. So they held a council with all the people, and they said that they didn't want to rely on Glooskap this time. They decided they would go out and get in their canoes to fight the beavers. Well, the men got in their canoes, but when they got close to the beavers, they splashed the water with their huge tails, and the canoes and the men went flying up into the air and fell into the water. They could not get past the beavers in order to destroy the dam, because the beavers were just too big. So they swam ashore, and they reconsidered calling Glooskap. At the time, Loon was Glooskap's messenger. They asked Loon to call him. Loon made his wailing sound and called Glooskap. It was carried across the water to Glooskap, and our friend soon came riding on the back of his whale. Glooskap asked them, "Why did you call me?" They tell him about the beavers and how they had made a dam all the way across the river and how the salmon could no longer get up the river to spawn. And they said that they will not have any more salmon to eat if they cannot get up the river and have their babies. So Glooskap walked to the middle of the dam, and he hit it with his club. When he hit the dam, parts of it flew away. One of these parts became an island. It is now called Heron Island. Another part that flew away is now called Bantry Point. Then Glooskap caught the leader of the beavers and swung him around and around by his tail. When Glooskap let go, the beaver landed many miles away and turned into rock. Today, that rock is called Sugarloaf Mountain. Glooskap then turned to the other beavers. They were afraid, so instead he stroked their heads, and with each stroke, they became smaller and smaller until they reached the size they are today. Glooskap promised the people that the beavers in New Brunswick would never grow that big again. The beavers will not build a dam so big that it stops the salmon from getting through. And the people will never have to worry about that problem again. So, Sugarloaf Mountain. Do we have a beaver? I think we do. Check this out, you guys. I think this is his mouth. Okay. He's got a little tooth there. And his body kind of just goes, his big tail, right? And it's like you can see one of his arms comes up here, maybe. I don't know, and another arm up in here. And his feet are like kind of, you can see one of them in there. And I think another one kind of goes like there somewhere. Anyway, we have a beaver. So when I hear of a creature, a story, and I go to look at the creature, or I find something on my Google Earth that, I really want to see the dimensions of it, this is where I go. And let me see. Turn on the terrain. And then you can see his head a little more better that way. But when I did that, what really tripped me out, you guys, this is nuts. You see these straight lines here? These straight lines that they look like they go all the way under it, which they do. Here. If you look, they go all the way from here under the beaver, you guys. Look at that. And then it's got like a starfort point there. I don't know what that is. That is so weird. So, I've often wondered, maybe these creatures at times have fallen on top of civilizations, and then that's why we end up with things like Mammoth Cave. Mammoth Cave, a lot of the parts of the inside of it look very man-made, like it used to be a structure. But it's under the wing of our Quetzalcoatl East Coast dragon. So, that makes me wonder now, especially when I saw this. I came here and I saw that, and I was like, oh my goodness. Those lines continue straight through underneath that beaver there. How crazy is that?